Hi, let's talk about the research paper. If you want to, take a look on page 94. I'm going to be skimming 2 or 3 pages here, but trying to give you kind of an overview of this research paper. So I don't know if you've had to do a research paper before, but the whole idea is you find something you're interested in and you go find some information about it, put it together, turn it in. Well, I used to do a traditional research paper, and students would go get information and kind of patch it together and turn it in. And I always felt like I never knew what the students had gone through, what the research process was like for them, what strategy did they use to get their information. And then when they got the information, I never knew if they were using critical thinking skills to decide if it was a good source or a bad source, or they wish it had been organized differently. I never really got inside the students' heads to see what was going on as they wrote their paper. So I looked around, I thought about it, and I came across something called an iSearch paper. So I didn't invent this, but I thought, man, I like this. I like the way it's organized. So I'm doing a different kind of research paper in case you've already done one. This will look a little bit different because I'm following the iSearch format. Now notice it's got the letter I in there, which means I, me, personally. So you're going to be in this paper. So here's how it works. You go find the information. That doesn't change. Every research paper says go get some information. But in this case, you're going to tell me how you found your sources. So I'll learn something about your research strategy. I'll learn the information that you found. That's obvious. But one more thing that's going to be unusual is you're going to evaluate every source that you get. You're going to tell me things like, I trusted the author because it was recent enough that I think it will tie in well with what I wanted to find. It was organized poorly. I kind of got lost, and you explain why. It was difficult to read, or it was easy to read. It gave me additional sources to go to, or it didn't. So you're going to be evaluating your source as well. So please take a look at page 94. That gives you all the details about doing this research paper. Please find something you care about. That's important. Don't spend your time on a topic you think I want. Find something that you want to know more about. Just to give you some ideas, in the past I've had one person did the death of Marilyn Monroe. Person got kind of curious. There seems to be something mysterious about what happened to Marilyn Monroe. It looked like her career was back on track. She was more upbeat, and yet it was ruled a suicide. And there's some doubt about that. So I had somebody do that. I had somebody do a rap star, the death of a rap star. I had somebody do a particular illness that their family was dealing with. That was a good one. I've had other people do career choices. One person was trying to decide whether to put money into a franchise and buy a franchise, and did a lot of research and decided, no, I don't want to do that. So you pick the topic, totally up to you. If you look on page 95, the top half of the page shows you the outline for how to put this paper together. It's going to have 5 parts, and here are the 5 parts. Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2. Do you see 3? Do you see 4? It looks like an I and a V. Do you see the 5 is a V down about halfway through the page? So I'll be talking about this a little bit more as we go, but keep in mind it's going to be having 5 parts. Why are you doing the topic? What did you know before you started? The research itself. That's where you're going to tell me how you found your topic, how you found your sources, the information in the sources, the evaluation of the sources. The 4th section is going to be a summary of all your information, kind of like in a nutshell, if you could boil it all down, 1 page. And then number 5 is what's ahead for you. What are you going to do with this information? So that's the structure of the paper. If you look at the bottom of the page, and over the next page, this gives you some guidelines, things to think about as you're working on the paper. And then really crucially important is page 97. You're going to be having updates along the way. I'm not going to expect you just to go out and spend 3 months of your life working on this paper and then boom, to turn it in. I want you to have some updates so that it'll be like stepping stones. If you do these updates one at a time, they'll be due over the next 3 months. The paper will pretty much write itself. So research update number 1, that's the first one that'll be due. Look what it says, top of 97. What's your topic? Where are you going to go to get information? And then do you think you might have any problems as you're working on this paper? Do you think it's too limited? Do you think it's too big? Do you think it's too new? What might be some problems? Just so you're aware and can kind of work around those. So there are don't do all these updates at once. They'll be due one at a time throughout the semester. Okay. One other thing, maybe I should mention the bottom of 96. Let's go back for just a second. You've got to keep some good research notes. You're going to have to keep notes of the information, but you're going to have to keep notes of the search that you did. So that's crucial. You can't just say, here's something I found. Well, how'd you find it? Did you use the library? Did you make some phone calls? Did you do some emailing? Did you watch a video? Did you do a Google search? Did you do Google Scholar search? Did you use the academic databases at Palomar? So you've got to keep track of the information, sure, but you got to keep track of how you got that information. So this is just an introductory video just to kind of give you the big picture. I hope that makes sense, and please feel free to email me as you're working on the paper if you think there's a problem that you're running into. As you do these research updates, I'll be giving you feedback. If I see any problem, I'll try to let you know early in the process so it doesn't overwhelm you later on. Okay, well, I hope it turns out to be a good paper, and we'll do another video soon.